What's up, y'all? It's Visual for Battle Rap Boutique.
This is Jay Legend 100 from Battle Rap Opinions.
What up, though? It's your boy DME. You are now tuned in to The Union. That already happened?
Whoever Saga was supposed to battle, didn't that happen this weekend?
Saga had a high-profile name, didn't he? Like some.
No.
Emerson got. They promoted a battle for him. Who's he battling? I thought it was Saga. Maybe I'm wrong. Tink the Deep. No.
No, Tink is locked up. Whoever it was that Saga was just battling, I believe that battle just happened this weekend because I was at the fights. I was at the heavyweight fights, and I heard that URL did have some sort of event, or a URL affiliate had an event, and that's what Saga was headlining that.
Yeah, I keep hearing about this event that just happened, but I'm only hearing like little snippets. I don't know what went on. You know, I'm only hearing like little bits and pieces. Like,
yeah, URL didn't promote this.
I know?
They did one trailer.
But we are in the trenches. We're battle rap enthusiasts, right? Why don't we know what the fuck just happened? How are we out of the mix? In comparison to a casual, they'll never know what the fuck just happened if we don't even know. Like, where's the promotion?
I agree. They put out one trailer. I remember it, and the trailer was fire. I'm gonna tell you right now, the way they did the trailer was almost, it was Emerson, Kennedy, and Saga. Yeah, they did it like in a church or some shit like that. The way they did it, that trailer was dope. But that's all it was. It was that one trailer, and that was that. I didn't see a flyer. I didn't see a poster. I didn't see URL posting anything about it. Maybe that was one of their affiliates. Maybe, because I don't know how much you guys are aware. But some of these, it's almost like they sell their name from time to time. Like there's events that go on that aren't really a URL event, but people pay to have that name slapped on there.
Okay.
Well, KOTD did that a lot.
Yeah, they both done it. No, they both have done it a lot. People just aren't aware of that. That's the situation, but it's happened a lot of times. In fact, there was a situation. I don't know if you guys remember, right? Because if I just know you guys probably have seen just as much, if not more, battle rap than I have. So it's hard to really remember shit from that far back. But there was a guy, I believe his name was Teddy Grizzly or some shit like that. Tim Grizzly, some shit. Yeah. Yes. And there was a situation where this guy wanted to throw an event in Arizona, I think it was. Long story short, that event was supposed to be using the URL name.
Yeah.
And I guess URL came to grips that they wasn't feeling comfortable with the business end, because when that event was first being promoted, it was being promoted in association with URL.
Yeah.
At some point, URL dropped out, and KOTD was involved.
Yeah.
And that event didn't go well. In fact, they had owed people money. There was a whole situation where KG was threatening the dude because Romnitty was owing some money. So, long story short, throughout history, you see some of these events, guys, and trust me when I'm telling you, and I don't blame URL, because that's the same shit like franchising. You know what I'm saying? When you buy a franchise, you're really buying the name, and you're buying into their market. You're not really, you understand? You're not building any shit up, ground up. So when you get up McDonald's, let's say you invest in a McDonald's, the name sells itself already. And that's why it costs what it costs just to be able to franchise the name, which doesn't include brick and mortar. So I don't want to go too far into that. I don't know if people even give a fuck about what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is, if I was URL, I'd be doing the same thing. As long as you got your business in order, my man, I don't mind leasing you my name.
Yeah. What's the deal with We Go Hard in URL? Because I feel like they've been dropping their battles on their page and like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not clear on what their situation is. From what I was told, We Go Hard and those guys were part of the initial thought for what the PG was supposed to be.
So
These were
those
supposed to be.
battles aren't PGs, right? They're just We Go Hard battles on
Yeah,
URL.
realistically, they're not. I don't think they're PGs.
Confusing, you know?
That name gets slapped on there. You know, I don't know if they're paying for it. I don't know if it's just one of those things that URL is just going to use the footage and getting paid off the footage. I really don't know what it is, so I don't want to really comment. But if I have to go off little things I've heard, some of these small leagues, especially We Go Hard, was supposed to be the real PG process. That's why you seen what started happening was these little leagues started paying Norbs to show up at their events. And the reason was they were paying him to host, they were paying for the name association, and they were paying for Norbs to be able to look at their talent and potentially bring them guys into URL. So initially, that's pretty much what the PG thing kind of was. Like, they go to these small leagues, and then I guess the small league gives the footage to URL. You know what I mean?
Which
And
is
they pay these guys to host.
which is a smart thing, and I encourage like smaller leagues
Yes.
to follow in those footsteps, because you want the talent scout in the building, because it could potentially get somebody that boost that they need if they have a fire ass performance and get Norb's attention, and to be, I don't see anything wrong in that.
It's just the wrong person, Visual. It's the wrong person because when you look at how Norbs has, all right. So I know DME got a little thing with Battle Truth. It's all love. I know it ain't that serious, but I'm just saying I know he picks at Battle Truth a lot. But Battle Truth has really picked apart that whole shit with Norbs in the PG, man. And some of the stuff he said, people look at Battle Truth like he's stupid, but if you go back and research blogs and stuff, people been saying this shit about Norbs for a long time. Just Battle Truth was able to at least get a platform where people at least gave him the time of day to listen. There's been some of these PG guys have gone live on Facebook, have done interviews and small radio platforms, so on and so forth, saying the same shit. They pay for Norbs to come with certain expectations that were pre-agreed upon. Some of them later on, they say sometimes Norbs follows through, and then what they say is after they do the event, Norbs pick and chooses whether or not he puts the footage out. That shit ain't cool if, number one, I'm coming to battle you for free, and this is the agreement that we made, and you making money off the door, and I ain't making a cent.
They're making agreements for URL to put the footage out from the random league. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that that's always the case. That has happened. What I'm saying is, like, I'm gonna use an example Battle Truth throughout, right? There was a guy named Ty. It's a battle rapper named Ty. I believe he's a Spanish kid. I'm not sure, but I believe he's from Jersey.
Yeah, he had a hella choke.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that, right? He had went live one day on social media and he was breaking stuff down. Turns out this dude has done like 4 PGs. So what the dude broke down, and he's not the only one, and I'm gonna give you another example. What the dude broke down was they do the PG event, they don't get paid anything. All these guys are bringing their family members, their friends, so on and so forth through the door. So I'm doing a free battle for you, but I don't even get a +1. I'm bringing the people through the door who are paying to come through the door. The agreement is we're doing this PG, and and our battle is gonna come out on URL as a PG, but on the URL platform, on their YouTube channel, right? And then the footage never comes out. So now I'm into my 3rd battle with you. Not only are you not lining me up for a bigger card, not only are you not putting me with a bigger name, but My people got to pay to come through the door. You get to keep all that money. I don't get none of that money, and you don't drop my footage. And then after I go live on social media and make a big deal about it, then you put my footage out, but you put out the battle that I chose.
Here's the deal. Okay, so what I don't understand is this. So when you do a PG for free, it's to, and I've heard them say, well, I know if someone's got it within 10 seconds of them rapping. I know it. After 10 seconds, if I know they ain't got it, get out of my face. I already know it. All right. So you do one PG for free. You don't give no +1. You're not allowed to bring nobody with you. Everybody's got to pay, so you're milking it out. Okay, fine. After that one PG, why are there multiple PGs? Either they have it or they don't. Now, if you think they have potential to get another PG, then you got to start paying them, man. Like, okay, you want to do the one for free? Maybe, I guess. Still throw them $100 here and there. Like, y'all being petty right now, URL. But after one PG, from your own words, after 10 seconds of listening to someone, I know if they're fire or not, because I've heard them say that plenty of times. So why does it take 4, 5, 6 PGs? Why? Because you're using them to fill up your card and to sell more tickets to your PGs. Come on, call it what it is, man. All right, after one PG, we know what's going on with them. I don't need to see you 55 times to know if we're going to put you on or whatever. And again, I don't even understand how this process even prepares you for that big stage. It's the silliest thing ever. Like all the people, when URL first started, there was no PG process. And when they started on the big stage, all the people, what they were prepared from, grind time and all that stuff. So, this whole preparing them and coddling them and trying to make sure that, I don't know, man. I don't know. And what, come on, man, you can't, a big company, you can't just have, you can't just say doing it for free. What is it, doing it for free shit? That's the main problem, isn't it? That you're not even giving them anything. They got to fly themselves in. They got to, right? Do they pay for the flight? No, I don't think. Okay.
No, yeah. the talent is paying. Yeah.
They pay for everything. They don't get paid. Like you said, they don't even get a +1 to bring one person in the door for free to come see a PG event. It's completely backwards, man.
Now who determines like how that goes down? Should like
Norbs.
I think it's P and Norb.
In the sense where this is like this show is the union. This represents something, right? It represents a unified community where are battlers doing the same to make sure this shit like happens correctly. There's no structure in their end to make sure the battles are properly dropped on time, or like there needs to be some kind of camaraderie to make sure this kind of business is handled correctly.
I just think the battlers are all like they don't really like know what's going on or even seem to care half the time. They're not that active. A lot of them aren't, especially I'm talking about the newer guys. They're not that active on social media. They're just whatever. And I feel like some of them are scared to speak out against URL because of the effect that, if I say something that they might not like, then they're going to bury me and not book me anymore or give me another chance.
Which they have every reason to do because they are supply and demand. They don't have to do anything, and you're gonna bow down to whatever the hell they say, because that's the power that we need competition. This is why I love King of the Dot, is because they offer competition, and I hate the fucking the argument that they're not our competition. We do a whole different thing over here. Like, no, absolutely not. This is all battle rap related. You are all in competition with each other. Like stop it. Stop trying to isolate yourself into you're the only one in this business at that level. No, you're not. Because if Coca-Cola is the number one, but Pepsi's right behind them, and Coca-Cola dumps a lot of money to make sure they're in number one. It's like if you're like I'll say a reference to like computer parts, but AMD and Intel for a good while, Intel had the market because AMD was so far behind on technology that even though they were per price per performance, they were good with the customers and having a good product that justifies the price, where Intel can just inflate to whatever the hell they want because they had the better product overall. now that AMD has come out with better software, now that put Intel in a situation where they're like, oh shit, like what are we gonna do now? This brand is matching us now. Now we're gonna have to kick it up and give what the customers wanted in the first place, because we have no choice. And that gives the consumer the better seating, because when there's competition, then it's better for us, because now that the better brand has to step it up and deliver, where they were not as comfortable anymore, or don't have the luxury of being comfortable in where they're seated at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you become naturally complacent when there's no competition. Competition's a good thing. You should embrace it. You shouldn't
Absolutely.
Shouldn't deny it, or whatever. All the things they say about the other leagues. It's not even just King of the Dot. They downplay every other league. And to a point, I understand it. You want to big yourself up because you want to. It is a competition. So, I don't want to say at one point, it's competition, but you just be humble. But there's always ways to go about things, and you don't want to downplay what everybody else is doing, because it just in general doesn't help battle rap as a whole. Because battle rap is not big; it's small. It's very small. And when one part of the major battle rap league constantly puts it out there that, well, what we're doing here is the only thing that really counts, and everything else is just whatever. I mean, that's just not reality, And it really I just don't like that attitude sometimes that they do. But they should definitely have. I don't want them to be humble, but they are number one. So when you're number one, you don't need to just constantly take shots.
Well, I don't know who they're trying to fool, because the core fans know.
A lot of people, man. Let's be real, they do. My lives, and I have half the people I talk to in there. They that's how they feel. King of that, everything there's trash, and
right, and it's a big fucking brainwash campaign.
You know how I have to fight people. When I talk about, there he goes again. Pat Stay. Like, who cares, right? But it's like.
And the fact of the matter is that the consumers, the fans, need to embrace the competition, because that's the only way that the number one entity is gonna give you more of what you want, is when you embrace that there is competition and they're right on your ass, then the main entity is gonna give you more.
Yeah, but not that's a great point. And with that happening, you get something bigger. You get people trying to compete with each other. You might get a bigger battle, or people might actually put more emphasis on matchups the way the RBE does, right? But I want to say also, from the standpoint, first off, DME, keep talking about Pat Stay, keep talking about any of that stuff. The moment you stop doing that, DME, because the people watching don't like it, then you're not being true to what it is you do.
100. I love it when I do talk about it, and then that they start doing that, trolling me and this and that. Like, I was live 4 hours yesterday. I think I spent an hour and a half on Sharon, and after people are like, I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah. Sharon is whack.
I don't care.
No. Sharon is whack. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Nah, Sharon isn't whack. He's just not for me, right? He's annoying. But two things. Number one, you stop talking about it, it takes away from what you do. And if you stop talking about it, you play into their hands, which to me, it's like takes away from battle rap from the standpoint of when you make that the division, and people say, oh, if it ain't URL, it don't count, kind of thing. Well, then don't tell me you're a battle rap fan. Tell me you're a URL fan.
URL fan, exactly.
Don't talk to me about battle rap. Don't say shit about battle rap. If I don't put up a blog, or I don't go live, or interview anybody who has anything to do with URL, then, and that's how you feel, then don't fuck with me. Because at the end of the day, I care about battle rap. I go to whatever events I can based on whether or not I like the card or if I rock with the people. Because there's been cards I haven't gone to because I ain't like the card, and there's been cards I don't like the card, but I go because I rock with the people involved. So at the end of the day, don't call yourself a battle rap fan. I don't want to hear that shit. When people, sometimes I watch I don't watch it often, but sometimes I watch a UK battle. Recently, I've been trying to get in tune a little bit more with the guys from Australia, being that Cortez and what's my man, the Kingpin, Chilla Jones, um, Gems. You know, these guys just went up to Australia in the last few months. So lately, I've been, trying to get in tune on what they got going on over there. At the end of the day, I look at it the way I always do. My passion, my love is for battle rap. I don't subscribe to just one league. My subscription list on the side every day. I got my phone is going crazy with alerts from battle from different leagues. I care about battle rap. I don't care about color. I don't care about language. I don't care about backgrounds. Is there a difference between the KOTD, the UK scene, any of that in comparison to material, in comparison to URL and the RBE? Yes, there's a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I am a battle rap fan, and I give a fuck about that. So if anybody want to have that whole URL or nothing mentality, that's cool. Stop calling yourself a battle rap fan. You're a URL fan.
Yeah, I feel like absolutely the same way. Coming up for so many years, fucking with battle rap. I came up on battle rap. Um, I just love the sport. It doesn't matter if it's two white boys like battling. Like I'm gonna watch it because it's they're battle rapping. You know, they're doing what I love, the culture that I love. So I'm gonna watch it and enjoy it. And like it doesn't matter what fucking league or brand is labeled under. Like I'm gonna watch it and not necessarily enjoy it, but I'm gonna like it for the artistic style of it. You
Or
know,
give it a shot. Or you give it a shot.
not the straight up because I rock with this person. This person's dope and this person isn't. I just like to see. I like to see the exhibitions. I like to see everything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fucking dope. You know, I'll go to the local events. You know that aren't big. There might be like 20 people in the crowd. You know, but I watch it and I go because I support the art of battle rap. It's not a branding thing for me. It's not like this is what's hot for me. You know, I'll go to a hole in the wall and watch the shit. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Listen, I wish I had more money and more free time to be able to go to Rhode Island, you know what I'm saying? Go check out one of them little leagues. Go to Detroit. Go check that out. Like, because for me, it's about the art form. To me, it's about the verbal combat. It's about the competition. You know, to a certain degree, in a respectful way. Sometimes it is about the intensity. It's about the energy in the room, man. I love it. I love the competition. I love to see some of the levels of creativity. And I'm not talking about the antics. I'm talking about as far as schemes, punches, so on and so forth. I love to see that shit. Like I love it. Sometimes I get a rush from being at an event and just hearing one of them room shaker bars. Or sometimes I get a kick out of catching a ball that no one else caught till they see it on footage where they could run it back. You know what I mean? I love being live, being in the venue. I love that shit. I wish I had the money and the time for me to be everywhere all the time at an event.
Which
But
is
again, that's for my love for battle rap, like, not for my love for a league.
which is why we give like the URL so much shit, because that's what we expect when we're talking about the URL, right? Like we expect that the 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 high quality, the you expect that's why you go through the whole PG process, because by the time you're on the URL, you should be able to deliver something impactful. You know that everybody like the upper echelon of what you're supposed to do on that stage.
And then when you are number one and looked at upon like that, then you do have responsibilities and you're going to get more criticism and you got to accept them and you're going to have to present yourself in a certain way. That comes with being the #1 league. Now I do understand when like a lot of battle rap fans they like a particular type of battle rap, like we'll call them genres of battle rap. And that's fine. You can, I'm not telling people to like what they have to like. But don't disrespect the other stuff because that happens a lot. And also when you're watching a Carter Jeans battle, you don't watch it with the URL eyes. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to understand that there's differences here. When you're watching a UK battle, it's not Rock versus Rum Nitty. It's a UK battle. You gotta understand. You gotta put your mind there. And if that's not for you, that's great. All right, but I don't go around like they're like I don't go around saying, well, that's trash. That doesn't count. This guy's not a legend because he's never battled on URL and da 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 da. No, you got to accept it for what it is because you got to understand there's a lot of people that do rock with it and accept it and appreciate it. And it is still, in essence, the same form of battle rap that you love. It's just a different style of it.
Going back to this person is trash. Like, I don't understand that. Like, who's trash?
No, Visual. Listen. I had a conversation earlier today. No, I'm bullshitting. It was this evening, right before DME came on, with his live last night, where a friend of mine. I'll just explain it like this. I was at an event, and a friend of mine saw a picture of me at an event, right? And they told me, hey, that's crazy. I know that battle rapper, right? And they was like, oh, you're in the picture, that he must be your favorite. And I was like, first off, not at all. I was invited into the picture. I took the picture. This particular guy thinks he is the greatest ever, and this guy is trash. I'm sorry. I don't like calling guys trash, but this guy is trash. This guy is horrible. I don't know how the hell. I always give him credit for people don't understand how difficult it is to get on that stage or get up in front of people and try to entertain them. That is so difficult, especially standing on that stage and not catching nerves. Like that's very difficult. But at the end of the day, there are some guys who really need to hang it up. I don't want to be the one, like No Mercy, salute to No Mercy, Trap New York. He had put out a blog at the beginning of the year talking about 2017 guys who need to leave battle rap. And when you listen to his points of what he was saying, he's right. And one particular guy who I'm talking about, and again, I don't want to be foul, so I'm not going to mention his name right now. But when I was questioned about the picture, I'm like, listen, I was invited into that picture. Number one, even my favorite battle rappers, I've never asked them to take a picture with me. That's just not who I am. You know what I'm saying? But when we talk about this particular person, this guy thinks he's the new age Loaded Lux. This guy was given an opportunity to battle a big name guy and did horribly. But when you hear him talk, he says he killed Clips. So at the end of the day, are there guys who are trash? Yes, there are guys who are trash. Should we 100% go in on them about it? No, I don't think we should do that. And when I say stuff like about Sharon, I say it here and there just playing around because I know I see DME in the live sometimes say stuff about Sharon. So I'm only playing around when I say that. I don't like Sharon personally. I'm not a fan of Sharon, but I don't think he's trash.
Like I just said, there's different styles of genres of and we all have our particular taste. I think a lot, we're biased to a certain point towards certain styles and people, and that's fine. There's a lot of a battler that people think are funny that I'm not really into, but I do respect them for what they do, and I think that's where we need to get to, where just a level of respect. And the fans are going to be fans. Fans are crazy. They're fanatics. That's what they're for. And you got your fans, your supporters, whatever. But I don't like it when the leagues participate in that kind of stuff. That's my point. The fans are gonna be fans, man. There's gonna be trolls. There's gonna be fans. There's gonna be whatever, man. You can't help some of these people. The league shouldn't be participating in any of that stuff.
No, they shouldn't be.